Yo, what's up, world? Welcome back to the channel. APW Sports signing in. The Chicago Bears have been aggressively looking for a quarterback this offseason, and that leads me to a question. Should the Bears move up in the 2021 NFL Draft to select Ohio State's quarterback Justin Fields? But before I get into my thoughts on that, make sure you guys are staying safe. Leave this video a like, and if this is your first time watching a video on this channel and you love football, this is a place to be. So go ahead and click that subscribe button and also click the notification bell so you will not miss a single video that I post. But let's discuss this topic. Without further ado, let's dive into it. The quarterback position for the Chicago Bears in 2020 was a struggle with both Mitch Trubisky and also Nick Foles. All roads this offseason are leading towards the Bears and Mitch Trubisky parting ways. And the more this offseason goes, the more the offseason leads to the Bears and Nick Foles also parting ways. The Bears have been aggressive in the market for Matthew Stafford, but he is no longer available since he has been traded to the Los Angeles Rams. They've been also in the market for Carson Wentz. Their name has been thrown around in the discussion for Deshaun Watson. But I think if the Bears are not able to pull off a trade for either of those guys, should they move up in the 2021 NFL Draft to select Justin Fields? Now, as we look at Ryan Pace in the past, he moved up from number 3 to number 2 to select Mitch Trubisky. He made a big trade for Khalil Mack right before the start of the 2018 season. So Ryan Pace is not a guy that has been afraid to make moves when he thinks it is the right one to make. Ryan Pace is not a guy that I think was going to be super conservative. So if he was to be aggressive and move up in the 2021 draft to select Justin Fields, that would not surprise me. But should the Bears move up in the 2021 draft to select Justin Fields? The answer to that question could be a little bit complicated. It would be a great move for the Bears as they get that quarterback who has that potential. And I think he has the most potential in this NFL draft outside of Trevor Lawrence to really be a great quarterback in the NFL. The Bears moving up to number 2 in the draft depends so much on what the Jets are going to do. But this is just assuming that the Jets actually keep Sam Darnold and look to trade back. He has very good athleticism. He's very good throwing the football deep down the field. He has very good accuracy. He can move around in the pocket, and he can move around outside the pocket as well. He has a very good skill set that can translate well to the NFL and start right away. The Bears have been, let's just be real with ourselves. The Bears have really failed to find that quarterback. Basically, for the entirety of the franchise's history, the only quarterback that they drafted and it really panned out well was Sid Luckman, and that was back in the 1940s. The Bears have been ill-equipped to develop a quarterback. The Bears have not really developed that guy since then, and I think Justin Fields can turn that around and be a great quarterback in the NFL. He's great on the run. He's very accurate throwing the ball deep, and that is something the Bears struggle with throughout the course of 2020 is throwing the ball deep accurately and hitting on those throws. And I think Justin Fields can come in and be that guy that can throw the ball deep and be accurate. He can move outside of the pocket. He opens up your running game as far as the things he can do with his legs. You can run different things like RPOs. You can run different things like bootlegs. You can use his legs as a weapon to really set up your passing game for that Bears offense. And even though I've been on the record to say I've not been a huge believer in Matt Nagy, this will be the quarterback that I think he probably could desire, especially with the things that he is able to do, not only throwing on a run, but also throwing from the pocket, which he's been very accurate. He's been really good at his decision making. So I really think Justin Fields can be the guy that steps in towards the Chicago Bears and elevates this offense, even if it's just in his rookie year. But there is some trepidation around drafting Justin Fields for the Chicago Bears organization. Is because they have put themselves in so much of a win-now mode, keeping Ryan Pace and Matt Nagy around. I don't think the Bears are going to resort towards an option of drafting a quarterback this year because the way that this roster is structurally built, it is structurally built to win now, especially when you have big contracts like Khalil Mack, you have a contract like Danny Trevathan, you have a contract like Eddie Jackson, you have Robert Quinn's contract. You still have a big contract situation looming with Allen Robinson, and you still have a lot of things to fix on your offensive side of the football. So the Bears are in a different position as far as the cap goes. The Bears are also in a position to where they have to win now, and whatever moves that they make in this 2021 offseason have to work right away in year one, because they are so much of a win now mode, and this roster is so structurally built to win in 2021. Whatever quarterback decision they has to make has to work year one. Even though I feel Justin Fields is a type of quarterback that can come in and play right away in year one, even if things don't work, he wouldn't be afforded that same coaching staff and that same offense in 2022, because if the Bears do not work out in 2021, Pace and Nagy are out of the door. So that can hurt his development, and that can hurt his chances of being that great quarterback with so much turmoil and so much change in the organization. So the Bears, I think, are going to look even more towards a veteran quarterback. Even though I feel personally that they should move up and draft Justin Fields, but they have put themselves in so much of a everything has to work right now situation. Even if Justin Fields struggles year one, takes some lumps, that is going to cost Ryan Pace and Matt Nagy their jobs. And personally, I don't feel either guy is going to take that risk of moving up in the draft or drafting a quarterback period in 2021, because they have so much on the line now that I think they're probably going to go the route towards of getting a veteran in there, probably a guy like a Carson Wentz or any other quarterback on the market, maybe Derek Carr, because his name has been thrown around in trade rumors as well. Even though I feel Justin Fields can be the perfect fit for this Bears organization going forward, I feel he has a huge upside to be a great quarterback in the NFL. The Chicago Bears organization have put everything in towards the 2021 basket, where everything has to work right away. Even if Justin Fields has his struggles in year one, the Bears organization nor coaching staff are in a position to let Justin Fields take those lumps. They're not in a position to let Justin Fields develop on the field, because everything has to work year one, because everything has to work in their favor in 2021. So as much as Justin Fields will be a great addition for this Bears franchise, they would not allow themselves the patience to let him develop. The position that they are in now doesn't afford themselves to let him sit there and take lumps, to let him sit there, learn and develop. Everything has to work. The Bears have to succeed. They have to be better than 8-8. Even if the Bears were considering to draft Justin Fields, it could be a bit of a mistake, because even if 2021 does not work, their coaching staff is going to be fired, the front office is going to be fired, and the Bears are going to have to transition themselves into a totally different situation, which hurts the development of Justin Fields. So if I was Justin Fields, I would not want to be in that situation, as far as there's so much riding on 2021 that I cannot go in and then I cannot develop and be that quarterback that I know that I can be. The Bears are probably more than likely going to transition away from drafting a quarterback this year, since they are so much of a win now window. But should they go up to select Justin Fields, in my opinion, if things were different, if Nagy and Pace were no longer with the organization and they made the decision to go towards a different route, then I think it would be the perfect marriage. But looking at the Bears organization now, it would not be, because the quarterback they have to get in there, I think, has to be a veteran. He has to be a guy that has had some experience in the NFL and has some successes. He has to be a guy that can step in with this Bears team and win right away. Even though Justin Fields is very much talented and very much capable of being a very good quarterback, the Bears have not put themselves in a position to develop, and they cannot afford for things to go wrong in 2021. But that is all I have for you guys today. Be sure to leave this video a like. Comment your thoughts down below. Do you think the Bears should move up in the draft to select Justin Fields? Or do you think they should take another route at the quarterback position in the draft? Or should they take another route in the draft or free agency? Leave your thoughts on the Bears quarterback situation down below. I would really love to see what you guys think about the Bears quarterback situation this offseason. And if you have gotten to this point of the video and you are not subscribed, go ahead right now, click that subscribe button, and also click that notification bell so you will not miss a single video. I am APW Sports signing out. Make sure you guys stay safe. Have a great and excellent day, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.